What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And in this video we are going to go over how to sell options and make money, or just trade options in general, while the market is in turmoil or more volatile. So with that being said, I want to show you guys exactly how I deal with this. Cue the intro and let's jump right into this video.
I know I'm fine, but the money makes
guys, it is a Sunday night. The market has just opened and you guys can see it here. We have this little red candle here, MES, which is the S&P 500 future, the micro version, and then you have the CL is down, which is crude oil. Gold slightly down, and then one thing that is slightly up is bonds, but you can see it's not doing good. So, but the one thing I want to talk about here is, we have had this long week. The week before last, that was really bad, and then we had a little bit better of a week last week, of course, but we didn't rebound and make it all up. So how am I trading this, and how am I doing this? The one thing I think everybody needs to keep in mind is how much leverage you're actually using, or notional value. So MES is quite a bit of a notional value. So the thing I always bring up is SPY. Or if you can't trade this, and it's okay if you can't, you're welcome to go to a credit spread. So I sell options a lot, and what happens is my worst case scenario in an options trade that I'm selling the option in is that I take responsibility of those shares or that contract if I'm in a future. But for most of you guys are looking at shares and companies, stuff like that. ETFs are the best. They really just are. Usually they have a lot of liquidity, and something like SPY or the Qs, things like that, or ones. I know some of them, like Coca-Cola. I personally have a Coca-Cola position right now, and it's just because I sold the weekly puts and I'm doing great on them. But they have earnings coming up. Again, that's another thing you have to be watching out for, is you do have earnings, I think on Monday, tomorrow night or Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday, April 30th, and it's in the morning. You can see this little thing, that little icon right there. This is TradingView. I don't use it all the time. It's just something that I have. It's free, and I think a lot of people online use it, so I use it for these demonstrations. Robinhood is another way. So I know you guys like to use Robinhood quite a bit, so I'm okay with using this tool to show you guys how to enter these trades. So again, if I'm looking and I really want to be long the market and I don't have a ton of money, say I have under $5,000 that I'm starting with, well, first thing I would do is, if you want to trade naked, you can use tools like TQQQ here, where you can trade an option. And again, this is not my recommendation. These are just options for you. And I'm going to go to the SPY and I'm going to sell an option naked, and then worst case scenario, I'm going to own the stock at whatever stock price. So this is the perfect example. You guys know I'd like to go around to that 45, but 40 days looks here. And then I'm going to go down here, and you guys can see I'm going to go look, and this has chance of profit 45%. I like my 20 deltas. They're usually not perfect on these percentages, but 81%. You'll see the deltas is 16%, so I can actually come up here a little bit. And I'm going to go to the 49. So the one thing you can do here and just kind of watch with them, TQQ, so a 48, here's where I had an old line at. So we said 45, I think. Maybe I'm mistaken here. No, 49. So yeah, I was actually right on it where I would be wanting to look at it at. So 49 is basically where it came and touched when we had that really bad Friday. So all you're going to do is we're going to sell this. We're going to put up literally $4,900, so $4,900 in collateral. Worst case scenario, we own it at $4,900. But in return, I'm going to collect $81 for 40 days. Now, what a lot of you guys are not understanding, like, you got to wait 40 days. No, that's actually not the truth. So if this continues to just, continue to go up like markets normally do, they don't always, so full disclosure there. I'm going to gain a lot of this a lot faster. So I'll probably gain $40 of this in probably about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks if the market goes against me. It's okay. I'm going to make $81 in that full thing, and hopefully it doesn't fall below that $49 range. Again, this is the number one rule, and I've stated this in other videos, and I'm about to state it again. for anybody that's new here, do it on companies or ETFs that you want to own long term anyway and that you believe in. That way, when the crash does happen or the markets get really volatile, you own something you want anyway. And that's why I do KO. And this is the perfect example of why I'm willing to sell weeklies on KO. Well, because KO over time does extremely, extremely well. Obviously, everybody knows Coca-Cola, a whiskey and Coke. I mean, you have everything in the world that it's between Coke or Pepsi if you're looking at sodas or refreshments. And Coke owns a lot of other brands as well. So that's something I like. Just like real estate. Now, I don't sell a lot of options on this because they don't have as much liquidity in the options, but this is one that I'm willing to go and sell on. So this is the perfect example as well, is we're going to get rid of this. And I don't hate real estate. These are triple net leases on these. If you don't know what that is, basically meaning the person who owns the real estate doesn't have to do anything with it other than collect a check. And that is the best type of real estate to own. You guys can see they are in a downtrend. They were up to $80, $82.50 at one point in time. And then they just uptrended, of course, because real estate does well over time. Now, it does take dips. Everything takes dips, though. So I think below the $60 range it's pretty fairly priced on O. So what would I do? I'm going to go trade an option on it. And again, you're going to realize not every option has weeklies. So I would probably be going to the 19 days out. Now, here's why I don't do it on O, and it's the perfect example. Because I can make only $45 in 19 days. I'm okay with buying at $55 a share. But do I think real estate is going to continue to just stay, or do I think we're going to have more of a decline with interest rates possibly rising or just staying if they're not going to lower interest rates? So you got to be mindful of what the actual market that you are trading. If you don't care and you just want to own it long term no matter what without the liquidity of the options that you are selling, then go ahead. This one also does pay a 25-cent dividend every month for every share you own. Yes, I do own shares of O as well, full transparency. Not a lot, but I do own some. And I usually do buy them and pick them up as we go, even in smaller accounts. If it comes down, I'm okay with holding it because it's not going to swing so much that I'm like, oh my lord, unless something dramatic happens in the market. So again, guys, this is just the futures over here that you're looking at. You don't have to really worry about that. And most of you guys are looking at the actual equities and stocks. Again, I like SPY. TQQQ is for the Qs. Again, QQQ though is the NASDAQ. In here, and it's a little cheaper. It's about $70 cheaper, maybe $80. Yeah, if you're looking at the discrepancies here, it's about $80 cheaper. But you guys can see I've had one lines here where I've sold options on, and we've done fine. But right now, over time it does well. So that's what you have to be ready to do. Worst case scenario is hold the stock that you bought at a cheaper price and you got paid to purchase those shares. That's the main thing you got to be looking forward to and be ready to deal with it. And again, remember, once you get collected those shares, for instance, if I buy them at 55, now I can go, well, that's a call. My bad, guys. That's 100% my bad here. Let's go to a put. And 50 is what I would be risking. Yeah, see, you can't make a lot. 52.5, you're still only making $50. That's 100% on me. I didn't realize which one I was on. So, but if we're going to go over here, still, if you were selling a call, you can see how the price, you can go sell a 55 if that's what you sold it at for $35 for 19 days. Now, what you can get yourself into, though, is going out further when you have to run a covered call once you own the shares. And then that's where some people do get into tricky situations because now you're only getting $25 plus basically the $25 dividend that you're going to get. So with that being said, guys, this is exactly how I manage the portfolios. And again, you can do this with PLTR, SoFi stock. I know a lot of people are on these and they've been doing good. I'm not going to lie to you. They have earnings, I believe, this week as well. Yes, they do. And again, you guys have seen, I have traded. There's lines on here because I have traded it. And I've never had to own PLTR shares, but when I do sell those options, I am ready to buy it. So again, trade options. And again, now on these type of stocks that are lower priced, I don't like to go the 45 days out always as much. I will go, because you still can't get out very far, I will go probably to the next Friday or that current Friday that it's on. You're not going to collect a ton. Sell a put. And as you're going to see though, you can collect a good little chunk for $2,200 though here. And this one you can get out a little bit further. I'm going to get out to this $19 range, and for $1,900, I'm going to collect $37. And a 19 here, it's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but you know, I'm willing to take it at basically right there. So if the stock does drop back down there, I'm willing to take it. Again, this is the only problem with SoFi, is it's been up before, it's came down, and now it's rising back up. I do think that they've done good things, but they are a bank. I don't love owning banks. Oh no, this is PLTR. I'm so sorry. PLTR I do actually like, but SoFi's chart looks very, very similar, and I've traded SoFi as well. And SoFi is a bank, and that's why you don't see me do it a whole lot. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys all for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one.